As a rule, it's good to avoid judging a book by its cover. But from the moment we first laid eyes on the Philos, we just knew we were gonna love it. And for the record, we were 100% correct. The Philos represents Mazzer's first dedicated single-dose grinder. It's a machine that leverages Mazzer's unparalleled expertise to perfect the fundamentals, creating an experience that is premium precisely because it is without frills. If you've been looking for your endgame single-dosing grinder, you might have just found it. Or at least I can tell you that a few of our staff did the moment the first pallet arrived. Beyond looking very cool, there are a few things that set the Philos apart from most home espresso grinders. For one thing, it's made by Mazzer. And to be clear, you're not just buying their brand name, you're buying over 75 years of expertise from the people that brought us the vaunted SSP burrs. And on that note, Mazzer has designed a pair of custom 64mm burr sets just for the Philos. The I200D set that we have on our Philos is designed for high clarity and medium body. And if you take a peek at them, they look very similar to the Mazzer SSP MP burrs that people have been raving about for years. So far, I'm liking these quite a bit better. And with that, the Philos is already clearing a pretty high bar. Also, those similarities to the SSP MP burrs betray the fact that the Philos is a true all-purpose grinder, and I'll definitely have more to say about that later. You can also equip the Philos with the I189D burrs, which are designed to suit classic darker roasts, producing a full-bodied, rich flavor profile. Another way that Mazzer is perfecting the fundamentals with the Philos is by implementing a QA process that checks for precise burr alignment at multiple stages throughout the construction process. Notably, unlike most grinders, the burrs on the Philos are oriented vertically. They didn't do this just to be different. They did it because it does wonders for reducing grind retention, and the Philos does indeed have shockingly low retention, in our testing as little as 0.1 grams. But the vertical burrs are just part of the equation. The Philos also has a chute knocker, which does an excellent job of dislodging extra grounds, and they also include this extra tool called a dose finisher. It's precisely shaped to clear the chute and catch any grounds for use. We've found this extra helpful when switching between beans or when switching between espresso and drip grind settings. I know what you're thinking, a funky little tool like this is bound to get lost. If there was a 10mm socket of the espresso world, it would be this. But Mazzer also thought of that. This tool goes right here. This conveniently brings us to the last key feature I wanted to highlight, just how easy it is to open this thing up. Once you've popped the faceplate off, you simply undo these two wing nuts and you can access the entire burr chamber for cleaning, repair, burr swaps, whatever. If that's not cool enough, because the grind adjustment mechanism is behind the rear burr, the grinder will keep your setting when you put the whole thing back together. There are also just so many little things to love about the Philos. The chrome hopper is beautiful, but you also don't need it because a 25 to 30 gram dose will fit beneath the door. You can convert the adjustment to be stepless instead of stepped if you want, which is very cool, but frankly, you won't find me doing it because these 6 micron steps are plenty precise and the steps feel extremely satisfying on the grind adjustment dial. The catch cup is lovely, and it also magnetizes to the base, but it's the base that is magnetic, which means the cup won't stick to random things or interfere with your scale, and you can use other catch cups if you want. Lastly, the cable compartment. I know I've got some fellow cable management freaks out there. You get it. If you've ever used an all-purpose grinder before, you know that a lot of the time they come with some compromises. It could be fiddly adjustment levers or higher retention, or worst of all, losing your espresso setting despite definitely returning to the same spot on the dial. The Philos has none of these issues. I've dialed this in for a 1 to 2 shot with this lovely Gesha from Wallflower. To show off how reliable this thing is, let's go from our espresso setting to our pour over setting, grind a 20 gram dose, and then go right back and grind a 20 gram dose for espresso. Both of these ended up right on their intended recipe, and let me check, they both taste fantastic. I'm usually not allowed to talk about this because this is an espresso channel, but my morning drink of choice is pour over. The Philos has honestly blown me away as a brew grinder, and it's the first all-purpose grinder to excel enough in both performance and convenience to make me question replacing my 2 grinder setup at home. God knows I could use that counter space. There are bigger, more complicated, and harder to get grinders out there that are treated as the true endgame machines. The Philos, to me, is an exercise in perfecting simplicity. In an age of AI and products as a service, this grinder is just trying to be a coffee grinder. It's got a power switch, it's got a big old dial, and all it does is produce excellent coffee flawlessly. I don't think I've seen a grinder produce this much hype and praise among our staff as this one in years. Even in the reviews from other YouTubers that you've probably already seen, they've admitted to needing to nitpick to put together a cons list. The Philos isn't just an exciting grinder, it also feels like an exciting step forward for Mazzer as a company, and we are definitely big fans of the direction they are stepping. For more gear overviews and espresso experiments, tap subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Catch you.